Greetings, folks. John Grace, President, Investors Advantage, and the Money Doctor is in. It's time to have a conversation. In this country, we're really good about talking about race and religion and politics. We may argue it, to the end of the day. But when it comes to money, we tend to relegate the conversation. If you're rich, you must have done it illegally, and if you're poor, you must be a bum, an idiot, right? But we're looking at some situations, and in this situation, it's a son who's in his early 50s, and mom is 79. She's now a widow. And son's in Northern California, recently married, and mom's in Southern California, just herself right now. He calls it financial rape. When we look a little closer under the hood, here's the first thing that got his attention. He comes to visit mom. She told him that she had some improvements done to the house. He thought they were pretty minor. He adds up the combination of all the improvements. He finds two things. First, $450,000 was put back in the house. That's just about paid for. Now, this is a house in a neighborhood that probably has a limit to its upside. It may have peaked. It might be a house worth about $700,000. I don't see it being worth $1 million. That's not a good thing. And then the second thing is that he looks at some of the work that mom's had done. The shower in the bathroom that he uses fills up with water. This is the shower that was supposed to be repaired. That's how mom went down this path. He looks at the appliances. This isn't Wolf. It's not Viking, okay? It's not even Thermador. It's ordinary appliances. I'm not sure they came from Sears, but he's saying, mom put all of this money back in the house, and I'm not seeing even average in terms of what she got for her money. Certainly it's not above average, and at this price level, these price points, it should be above average. So then we got involved because he felt like mom should have more money than she does. I need to figure out what's happened to this money. Thankfully, mom had the courage and the confidence to work with her son to help him see what's going on here, because mom might be losing some of the things that she was very adept at 79 and not on top of her spending as much as she was. And she's a very strong person for paying her bills, and people present her with ideas and she says yes, and then she thinks she has to pay all of these bills off. We count 12 different insurance policies. 12. That would be on my list of the ridiculous, okay? 12 different insurance policies. Let's understand. Insurance, whether it's life, whether it's disability, whether it's long-term care, whether it's car, it's all to protect a loss. Life insurance is to protect an economic loss. Now, financially, as a widow, if mom doesn't come home, who's going to miss her pension? In fact, it's gone after she passes away. But my point is that these are it's a lot of money for a whole bunch of policies that probably don't do much for anybody, frankly. We find 2 accidental death policies. Understand how that works. You have an accident, you die 2 months later from pneumonia. No claim. Really? That's a great deal, right? And then we count 3 different single premium whole life insurance policies. Now, those policies were insurance licensed as well as Securities, so we understand both. And those policies are really one of the best paying policies in terms of commissions for the insurance agents. Wonder whose agenda is being met here. And then we see this little lump sums being placed in these policies. So the son looks at the agent, to bringing mom into the equation. Mom's saying, my son's interested in what's going on here. And the agent explains, yes, this $25,000 policy is a policy for a legacy. That's your mom's wish. Isn't that a wonderful thing? He looks at mom, he goes, Mom, geez, thanks, but let me be honest. First of all, I have to split $25,000 with my sister. Secondly, $12,500 to me doesn't move the dial. It doesn't really do much for me at all. I might go on a vacation. I might get to Catalina and be able to come back. It doesn't do much at all. We see a couple of long-term health care policies. One called a short-term policy, one a home health care policy for long-term. Those are probably the 2 out of the 10 that we think are keepers. And then digging a little deeper, we find 3, count them, and they were purchased almost in clockwork, systematically in order, fixed annuities. Some with 8-year penalties, one with a 10-year penalty, one with a 15-year penalty. So if mom, for whatever reason, wants to go to Mars with all of her money, in the case of the 15-year penalty, what it says is if you want to take out your market value of that account, you have to pay the insurance company, in this case, an 8% penalty to walk away with your money. Probably not a good idea. Probably a bad idea for this particular situation. So we're suggesting that you Create your advocates, that you work with your family if you can trust them, or your friends if you can trust them. But get people who are your advocate, who can sit down with you and make sure, go over with you, are your needs being met here? Or are you meeting someone else's needs? Are you making them financially independent because they have an agenda to pay their Porsche payment? Let's make sure that you're number one, and that way you won't be disappointed with what you've done, both in the short term and in the long term. So with that, I am John Grace, and the Money Doctor is out.